Whoops. Oof. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it is time for that weekly show. Actually, it's more like bi-weekly, I think. Twice weekly. That's kind of what we're doing. About twice weekly. We're going to give this just a couple more minutes while I introduce the show, and then we'll get started. This is the Old Humble Distilling Company. I am the Old Humble guy. I am the chief spokesperson and manager of the Old Humble Distilling. Where's my fingers at? They're there, over here. Yeah. Anyway, we are on a quest. Let's get the title screen. We are on a quest for 100,000 views by the end of 2022. 100,000 views by the end of 2022. Why on earth am I taking a quest for 100,000 views by the end of 2022? Well, the truth is, it doesn't matter if it's 100,000 views or 60,000 views or uh, some number north of there. We started at 40,000. We started at 40,000, and when I look back at here's the full explanation. When I look back at the history of the channel, officially started the channel in 2014, but I didn't start posting anything on the channel until 2020. January 2020, I think I had a video up for a little while that was our Ad Twins ad, and it was an actual ad, and I promoted the ad, and it got 13,000 something views. All the rest of 2020, I think I got 4,000 total. And I can go back and double check those analytics. I haven't run the official numbers, but most of the views in 2020 was from one specific video. And then in 2021, we had one short that got something like 9,000 views. And in 2020 and 2021, we got something like close to 38,000 views total for the 2 years. And most of those views came from 2 or 3 videos. I can't remember exactly the number, but most of them came from just a handful of videos. I used to joke that nobody's watching our shows. It doesn't matter what our guests say or what our guests do because nobody's watching. And to a large extent, when I actually started looking back at the data, that was 100% true. To a large extent, looking back at the lifetime data of views, not just subscribers, but views, I was not doing SEO very well. I was not getting people to click off of the YouTube home channel. I was not getting people to click through to our page and click through. I was not doing a very effective job of communicating what it is that I'm doing with the channel or getting people to connect with that communication. So I was looking at all that and I'm thinking, I'm doing a very bad job of this. And if I'm going to have bands coming to my distillery, if I'm going to have bands coming to the distillery this summer, and if we're going to start doing more things with the channel, I have a music festival coming up in March. I have another music festival coming up in April. We're going to be live streaming both of those. I want people to see those bands. If it's just me goofing off and, some friends, that doesn't matter at all. Nobody can watch that. That's fine. No, you don't have to. But if it's actual interesting content, and we did 100 shows of our happy hour, quarantine happy hour through 2020 and 2021. We did 100 programs, and I had some great interviews in those original shows. We had people zoom into the show, and I did an overlay, and it wasn't great production quality, but they were great interviews, great folks, great time, but nobody was watching. So I want to fix that. When I get guests on the show, I want guests to be seen. I want their stories to be heard. I want the interviews to be seen. Uh, I want this channel to be as much a tool for them to come on the shows and a tool for them to get their message or their art or their project or whatever it is out to the public as much as it is a diversion for us and an opportunity for us to sell my fantastic line of elixirs that you see here behind me. even if I can't Vanna White that very well. Do y'all even know who Vanna White is? Is she a thing anymore? She should still be a thing. She's a lovely and talented model. Not sure what she does. I'm not sure how you would describe her job. Anyway, so let's recap what we've done over the last 3 weeks. I started this out, I really started it out uh, the second week of February. So this is the 21st. I got started doing. I started kind of tinkering around a little bit on the fringes and on the edges, right around the weekend of the 4th or 5th, that first weekend of February. I'm looking over here at my calendar to make sure I get my days right. And we launched this program, the official quest. I announced it that week, like late that week, like the 9th or 10th. And then we officially did the first installment of the quest for 100K on, I believe it was the 14th or 15th. So it was last week. You go back in, we have a playlist, the 100K playlist. It's not hard to find. It's quite easy. And this week, okay, so what we did the first week is we looked at SEO, keywords, uh, and thumbnails, SEO keyword thumbnails. And I talked a little bit about bad advice. And basically, I can sum up bad advice as advice that's given to you without any knowledge or concern with what it is that you're trying to do. Because there's a lot of people out there who are like, get 1,000 viewers, monetize your channel. This is you do in 30 days. Monetize your channel in 30 days. Get rid of it. And never, 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 never once do they consider the possibility that that may not be the ultimate goal. Because for us, for example, monetization isn't necessarily the ultimate goal. It may be a byproduct of what it is that I'm trying to do. But the truth be told, I make whiskey and whiskey accessories. Uh, I don't know if YouTube considers that to be advertiser friendly material. And I don't necessarily know if I want advertisers on my shows that aren't me. Um, I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. But at the very least, if I can have enough views during the course of a week, during the course of a week's worth of shows, to warrant my own commercials in my own shows, back in the heyday of or the early days of TV, that's what soap operas were. They were daytime shows that were sponsored by soap companies, literally like the Palmolive Drama Hour and the Tide Drama Hour and stuff like that. They were literally shows sponsored by soap companies for cleaning supply companies, so that housewives in the 50s could watch their stories and also be advertised as coffee, good coffee. Also be advertised their product. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. We're a whiskey company. We do happy hours. We do good times. We do good stories. I want to sponsor happy hours. I want to sponsor my own happy hour. When in the depth of the pandemic, we didn't get to have happy hours anymore. Bars were closed, clubs were closed. You could not have happy hours. So that's what we started doing. We started doing our show, and that's kind of the focus of the channel. So in the first installment, I forgot niche. We were looking for a niche that we fit into, and I didn't really fit into a niche because we're just like entertainment, variety entertainment. So we're juggling and sword swallowing and burlesque and science and other science and conspiracy theories and whiskey making and it was all over the map. But what it is we do is weekly happy hour programs. That's what we do, weekly happy hour shows, um, and that's what we focus on. Uh, so the goal is not necessarily to get more subscribers for the sake of having more subscribers. The goal is to improve uh, how we reach our audience. And 100,000 sub or 100,000 views is the magic number, but that's not necessarily the number. The goal is not necessarily 100,000. The goal is, of course, more. And reaching more is the ultimate goal. And this is how we're doing it. And by the way, the stuff we did last week has paid off tremendously. And I've got the analytics to prove it. Starting off last week, first off, there's a whole lot of bad advice. There is a whole lot of advice to begin with. But you can easily, go over onto the YouTubes and you can see there's over here. There's a whole lot of Jesus, a whole lot of bad advice to be found there. It's pages and pages and pages and pages of bad advice to be found on the YouTubes. It is all over the map, and it is really, really easy. Where did my camera go? Get back in there. It's really, really easy to find bad advice. People who are more than willing to tell you what it is you need to do without asking you what it is you are trying to do. And that was one of the first things I learned being a consultant back when I was a consultant. I mean, it was 10 years ago at this point. Golly, close to 12 now. Whew, good times. But the first thing you ask your client is, what is it you're trying to accomplish? What is it you're trying to accomplish? What is your goal? And as stated, my goal is more people seeing the guests and bands that I'm bringing into the shows. We can have better topics. We have better discussion. We can have more lively chat. We can have more lively back and forth. It just makes the whole experience better when the guests are actually connecting with their audience and my audience as well. So that was the initial goal. And as I said, when I look back at the actual data, let's go to our visual aids. When I look back at the actual data, going all the way back lifetime, when we just look at views, lifetime views, click on this button and show the lifetime, just the lifetime views. I can see clearly that over the history of the channel, just pretty much nobody was watching. That's the last 7 days. That's not lifetime. Come on. And what these analytics do show is not completely it's useful, but not useful in 42,584 so far. That's not bad. But see, we had a couple of spikes of videos that got all the views. So we had a couple of videos here. This is where we started uploading videos in late 2019, early 2020. The first videos that we really uploaded were in April of 2020. April 23rd was the first video we did, as a matter of fact. But you can see there's a little bit of activity here, a lot of activity there, and then not really a whole lot of anything. There's just nothing. There's no traction there. There's nothing ramping up on its own. But when I compare, nope, this is the wrong button. When I start comparing what we've done in the last 3 weeks to what we did a year ago or even a month ago, January to February and February 2022 with February 2021 and February 2020, and to do that, you got to go to advanced mode. The trends are all going in the right way, which is extremely encouraging. And I was skeptical myself. I was skeptical of these minor changes that we did. I was very, very skeptical. I should probably quit teasing the minor changes. So I leaned into what we do, the happy hours. I leaned into the live happy hours of what we do. Started doing more of them instead of just doing them on Thursdays. I did last week, I did Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This week I'm going to do a Wednesday and Thursday because I have a meeting on Tuesday night. Next week, I'm going to go back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where Thursday's our big show that we have our big show that's the big 2-hour show on Thursday, and then the Tuesday, Wednesday is the 1-hour shows, just the straight up happy hours. And then I'm going to today we're going to look at cleaning up the playlist, cleaning up the homepage, getting rid of old videos that are just unperforming and not really in line with the theory or the theme and intent of the channel. But the things that we put in place, improved thumbnails, helps with the click-through, better keywords, better descriptions, those things are specifically intended to get us better visibility on the YouTube landing page. And if we look at our traffic source over the last 12, 20, what are we at? Day 21, over the last 21 days, 14 to 21 days. We got a fella in chat. I am not going to attempt to pronounce Ostinaco. Am I close? Goani. Cheers to chat. I'll get to that in just a second. Questions in chat. Yeah, I know I have to have the numbers in the algorithm. That's kind of the point. And the programs that have, I'll explain. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. But we look at the traffic source that we're getting. Clearly, let's go over to our visual aid card. We're looking at specifically. Hang on, I'm setting up my visual aid card over here. We are looking at the last 28 days. Our YouTube, the source we're getting from browsing material, from browsing functions, is primary. That's where basically all of our views are coming from, and that's exactly the point that I'm shooting for. We're off to the side here. Let me adjust this. There we go. Most of our views, 41% of our view, or 33% of our views and 40% of our watch time is coming from the browse feature, which is 100% what I expected. Channel pages, we're getting a few from the shorts, but I'm not really focusing on the shorts right now. We'll come back to the shorts once we get everything else. There's data for the shorts that's not exactly helpful for growing the channel the way you might think. Channel pages, YouTube search. So those are the three. Boom, boom, boom. Browse features, channel page, and YouTube search. So what we've been doing over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, is improving, and it's working with the browse features, the showing up on the homepage. The click-through rate is marginally improving, but I can work on that and get that better. And then the channel pages, that's when they come into your living room, you want to make sure that there's no like clothes on the floor. You want to make sure your living room is clean, and that's the same way with your channel page. You want to make sure your channel page is clean, and your playlists are clean, and what you're doing is clearly communicated through your pages that you've got. Put me back down here, and then. So what we've done, and this is even better, when I compare it, when I compare the last, we'll bring up the comparison page real quick. When I compare this last 28 days to the last 28 days from last year, you can see a distinct difference in this year's traffic and last year's traffic. Let's narrow it down to just the browse features. We only need to see that right now because that's what I'm focusing on. We have had a 5-fold increase this year, this last 28 days, compared to the same time period last year. So what we've done, the good advice has been extremely effective. Keywords, search engine optimization, and improving your thumbnails. Those three things have led to a tremendous amount, just this 28 days and the previous 28 days. And if we customize this and just focus it down to the last 14 days, because I didn't do any of this last year. I didn't try with keywords. I didn't try with the thumbnails. I didn't try with the descriptions. Like everything I did was a walking, talking disaster. I was bad at it, and I wasn't trying to be good at it. That's part of the this is February 7 to February 20 of 2020, of 2021 rather. and this will be the same period, February 7th to February 20 of 2022. It's the same. It's the same drastic difference between the two. So I'm very pleased with the results that we've gotten so far as uh, execution of the good advice that has been given, and actually implementing it and putting it in place. And you can visually see the difference. That's what I like about bar graphs. There's a big bar and then a little bar, and you can't really argue with the two bars. And here we are, the same period this year to the same period last year. 138 138 impressions in browse, or 138 views that came from the browser versus 25 views that came from the browser. And that is, again, confirmation one that nobody was watching last year. This is 138 divided by, what is that, 35? That is almost a four-fold increase in the same period year over year. So I am over the moon elated that the work that we put in has worked. So what I've done to improve, let's go over here to what am I looking for? So when I go and look at my channel in YouTube, I go in as a hide my worksheets. Go in with YouTube. I go into YouTube in incognito mode so that the algorithms don't screw with me. At first, I look and make sure that I can find me. Old, humble. Pop me in a search. Make sure that I turn up in search. Because if I'm doing that right, at least, there I am. And there's my live. Great. So if people are looking for me, they just know half my name, they can find me. That's a good start right there. And then when I look at my homepage, you'll be able to see a distinct difference between my current thumbnails that I'm using. This is the 100,000 views thumbnail. Big old face, clear lettering, clear wording, what we're doing, what we're trying to do, what the whole point is. Versus old thumbnails, and let's see if it shouldn't be long before I find some old thumbnails. There it is, the Karma episode right there. This Happy Hour 2.0, episode 20, our Karma episode. Small faces, me and my co-host, small faces versus the space stuff episode. We have a little bit larger faces on the space stuff episode, and then the most recent one we did, the Brussels sprouts episode, large faces. She needs a better picture. I need to lighten that picture up so I can see her better. But big old faces, big old descriptions, clear understanding of what it is that we're doing. We don't need to watch the show. Clear understanding of what it is that we're doing. That is the biggest difference in the thumbnails. And again, skeptical as ever, it's worked. I mean, it's had a nominal improvement. I've got a lot of work to do as far as building my audience goes. I've never really tried to build the audience. And I'm not really shooting for a huge, like my goals are not over the moon crazy. My goals are fairly modest. I'm looking at, 1,000 views a week. We do 4 shows, 1,000 views a week. That's fair. Maybe half that. I'd be satisfied with half that. The goal of this exercise is to get more views. And if you get more views and you're making quality programming, more views, quality programs, that comes together and all the other metrics fall into place. And I just wanted to make sure that when we have guests on, like when we do our space stuff episode with Tanya, or if I'm lucky enough to get an A-list type of scientist to come in, like Phil Plait, or a band to come in and play, when we have Folk Family Revival or Swimwear Department, or one of these guys that come in and do a live show at the distillery, and I take the camera and I put it on them. I want people to see them. That's the whole point. 200 or 300 people watch them. That's great. 500,000 people watch them. Even better. And when I went back and looked at the metrics, this answers your previous question there. Try this again. Gawani, tell me if I get it right. Tell me if I get it right. I actually went through all of my uploads and all of my live videos to see which ones worked best. And not surprisingly, my uploads were not performing well at all. Even when I recorded a happy hour and uploaded the happy hour, they were not performing well at all. There were a few that popped off, 100 views, 200 views. The best one I did was an interview with a YouTuber named Raptor, almost got 1,000 views on it. But most of my well-received videos were live stream happy hours. That's what we do best. That's what I do best. And people not watching my uploaded videos were one of two things. Either I was presenting them poorly, not doing good thumbnails, not doing good descriptions, not presenting them well on the homepage so that people clicked to them and through them, or I was just bad at making the videos. And I wasn't any worse at making the happy hours that were uploaded than I was at making the happy hours that were presented live, because I literally recorded them the exact same way. We turned on Zoom, we turned on OBS, I recorded the show, did the hour, hour and a half, however long the show went, wrapped up. It was the exact same show, technologically wise. So what I realized is what we don't do well. I was trying to do a lot of stuff. I'm trying to do a lot of entertainment stuff, but it just, I don't do movie reviews well. I don't do all that, just a bunch of stuff that we don't do well. And to that, I need to update my introduction video. These are the next projects that I'm gonna work at cleaning up the homepage is what I'm gonna do. So the next projects over the next couple of weeks, next few days really, is I'm gonna update our introduction video, which is basically the Ad Twins ad, my ad for my business, not the channel. Where'd it go? Where'd that video go? On this page here? I'm gonna update the Ad Twins ad. Go over to our playlist, that'll be fine. I'm going to update the Ad Twins ad and redo the introduction. So what do you expect from it? We also redid this up here. Our banner, we redid our banner so it's more clear as to who we are and what we are. We're the channel of whiskey giveaways, behind the scenes videos, cocktails, live music, and Old Humble happy hours. I need to make Old Humble happy hours a little bit more bold and more prominent, but that's what we do on this channel. And that's it. You want to see what we do on the channel? There it is. It's in the banner. I describe it all. I even updated our about page to describe what we do as a channel. We're the official page of Old Humble Distilling Company. Join us for our happy hour live streams. That's what we do. And there's other stuff that we do, but join us for our happy hour live streams. That's it. That's after that it's oh, by the way, we also do other stuff. So we're leaning into what it is that we do best. The happy hours were best received videos. Live music, best received videos. Behind the scenes videos, best received videos. And all three of those were live streams. We're going to do live streams. We're going to do more live streams. That's what we do. And I know there's probably a cap on the subscriber base and audience that you can get for a channel that focuses solely on live streams, because live streams are more fun when you catch them live. They just are, because you're a part of the chat. It's like talk radio. You're part of the chat. You're part of the conversation. You're part of the experience of the show. And, if you can't be available at 9 o'clock to catch the live stream, you're not really going to be that interested in the show. And I'm fine with that. I get that. But again, that's what we do best. So, we'll have a couple of different types of live streams that we do. We'll have a day in a live stream where we actually stream from the distillery. We'll have the happy hour live streams where we stream from our pandemic studio or from the distillery itself. If we have an event going on at the distillery, they don't have live music live streams. We'll actually, go on the weekends and do the live music. But I need to clean up our playlist because I still have some playlists sticking out there that aren't relevant, that aren't connected to our mission, aren't connected to our theme. Our Old Humble reviews, we'll get rid of those. The playlist will probably keep around. The music playlists. We'll probably get rid of. We'll probably get rid of the quarantine after hour. Probably that's another late night editing music playlist. Probably get rid of, we'll probably keep the cocktail happy hour playlist. Probably get rid of this one, probably get rid of that one. Um, I'm going to re-envision what we do with our quarantine cocktail happy hour. Um, the old playlist that we had from our quarantine cocktail happy hours from 2020 and 2021. But going forward, this is the next project. We clean up the playlists. We clean up our homepage. I'm getting rid of a lot of videos as we go through here. And any video that I want to keep, I'm reconfiguring the keywords, giving it a new thumbnail, basically optimizing it for traffic. So that when people see it, it's not going to be an old video that doesn't make any sense, that has bad thumbnails and bad descriptions and bad everything. It's going to be a better, more clickable video, something that's more relevant to them when they see it. Because I mean, that's literally, you get thousands of videos presented to you on your homepage, and my videos are an hour to 2 hours long. They're not short. You really got to want to click on it. And I am giving people absolutely no reason to want to click on. Look, I've got two copies. I've got an uploaded one and the actual live one. This one needs to go away. This one's okay, but this one needs to go away. I've got two copies of it. Why? Why did I do that? That's dumb. And then they're identical. They're bad thumbnails, bad descriptions, bad everything. That was stupid. I need to fix that. In fact, I'm not going to fix it right now, but I need to fix that. There's so many bad thumbnails, so much bad information. Like I can't even, from this distance, this size, I can't even see what that's all about. That is our year-end list episode. Ugh. My game streams are still up here. I need the Vlogmas stream. I thought I hit all of those. That needs to go away. Anyway, so I've got a lot of work to do this week, but the report today, the news, the report today is that the work that's been done over the last 2 weeks is working. It's paying off. And that is, it's extremely encouraging. I feel like for the first time, I feel like I'm actually making progress, and that there's um, there's actual progress being made. In fact, if I look at the last 7 days, the 3 happy hours that we did last week, just looking at views, this was Thursday, that's Monday there, Monday, Tuesday. That was our first happy hour of the week, which was, I think, it was the trolley problem episode. That was on Tuesday. Then Wednesday we did the origins of the flat Earth theory episode, origins of the modern flat Earth theory episode, which got us 20 views. And then our big happy hour show, the Brussels sprouts challenge show, pushed us up to 69 views. Nice. On Thursday, and we're still getting views off of that one. Of course, it trickled. It dropped off when we didn't do any shows on Friday. It dropped off. No shows on Saturday. Dropped off. No shows on Sunday. Stayed dropping off. Today is Monday. Yeah, today's Monday, and this one was the show scheduled for Monday. I may be able to squeeze in a happy hour tonight, but my happy hour is scheduled for Wednesday, not tomorrow night, because tomorrow night, and I think last week, Tuesday was when I did no, I did a late game night Tuesday last week. I did this, I did it was Monday when I did this show, the quest for 100,000 episodes. So this is like Monday, Thursday. We do some changes on Monday, see what the result is on Thursday. And that'll be pretty much the same thing we do next week. So I'm talking with a couple other folks, coaches and creators who one of them has really, really good advice. One of them has pretty good advice, and situationally good advice. And I was finally able to get out of them what makes a good thumbnail or a better thumbnail. And let's talk about that real quick. So there's a lot of folks that'll tell you, in order to get better engagement, uh, in order to get better engagement on your browse features. Okay, so first up, get placed on the browse feature. That's keywords will connect you to your audience. The description will connect to the audience. The almighty algorithm will pick that up and drop it onto the homepage, the browse, the YouTube.com, the homepage, the browse feature. When you the default page when you enter into YouTube, and you get all the videos recommended to you. Your keywords, your SEO, your descriptions will get you dropped on that page based on the topic of your video. And the topic or style. And my videos are all happy hour live. I showed the TubeBuddy tool that we use to first search the keywords and find those keywords that are relevant. I'll pop over to that real quick, that visual aid. Where is it? So this is our keyword explorer that we use using TubeBuddy. And in this case, I found that happy hour, whoops, get in there, that happy hour was not good as far as SEO optimization went, but, come on, show me the info. But if I changed it ever so slightly from happy hour to, well, it's just taking its dear sweet time to tell me what it is. So happy hour was poor. So the Old Humble happy hour was a poor option. However, the Old Humble whiskey happy hour was a much better optimizing option. But that's not the full story. The full story, so that was like a 10 out of 100 score. This score for the whiskey happy hour, I believe 75, 80. Very good optimizer. But the search volume is relatively low. Competition is very good, and optimization strength is excellent. This is a good, and not only is it a good keyword for describing what it is we do, it's a good keyword for optimization, getting us into search features and getting us onto the function. But because my happy hour shows are all topical, not only do I get to optimize whiskey happy hour and Old Humble and all the other stuff that we do, I also get to optimize a second thing, which is whatever the topic of the show is. And I just need to get it in a way, word it in a way that it's optimizable. So tonight's episode, or Wednesday night's episode is apocalyptic, post-apocalypse survival, or something to that effect. It is, can you survive the apocalypse? That's the question of the show. So, can you, P-O-C-A-L-Y-P-S-E, can you survive the apocalypse? That was the keyword that I was optimizing for, the keywords, plural, that I was optimizing for. And it was much better, the whole phrase, if I'm not mistaken, is much better than the, okay, so that was poor. Survive, maybe it was survive the apocalypse. Whatever the optimization was that I did. I can't remember what exactly it was. But I'll find out. If I click on it, I can probably read the description and it will tell me. Maybe it's apocalypse survival. Maybe it is, can you survive an apocalypse? I think it's survive an apocalypse, not the apocalypse. For some reason, that matters. So that's survive the apocalypse. This is the process. An apocalypse. Survive an apocalypse. And there's also a game, so this kind of piggybacks on the game. But this is the process of finding the keywords. So I'm looking for a keyword that is good, that I can pair up with my whiskey happy hour titling, that I can optimize alongside of. All right, so what I'm going to do, I know I know how to find what it is that I'm looking for. Trolley problem. All right, I need to go back to my content, and that'll tell me. That will tell me what I have optimized for. Videos, home, tell me upcoming playlists. That one. Okay. Let's this one? Make sure I got the right screen up here. Okay. So this should tell me, because I have my TubeBuddy keyword cheats. I believe it's can you survive an apocalypse? Will it tell me? Oh, I don't have my TubeBuddy open because it's in incognito mode. Darn diggity dang it. So maybe that's the phrase because I led with that. This is great video, ain't it? Me talking to myself. Okay. And my can you survive? It already has a light and already has somebody waiting. That's kind of funny. That's cool. I'm looking forward to that show because basically the spoiler is no, you I was close in the thank you. Go Gowani. I'm close on the name, which means it's probably I probably have all the sounds, just not the right emphases on the proper syllables. Anyway, um, I love the name, by the way. Anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about. Keep getting myself sidetracked here. So that was the SEO, the keyword search, and I'm going to try that one more time with can you survive an apocalypse? APOCALY helps if I spell it right. Apocalypse, LYPSE. And thanks for the feedback, by the way. Thanks for the input. I do appreciate that. My buddy is looking for a new job, and his new employers just sent me an email asking to confirm that he was an employee for me. Yeah, he was. Okay. Focus, Brita. Focus, old humble guy. Focus. Okay, so once you find the keyword that you're looking for, and this should show me that it's a good keyword to optimize for. I'm hoping that we will have it right. Come on, tell me. Boop. And it doesn't have to be a high. There it goes. This was better. It was a good optimizing score. 43 out of 100. It wasn't great. It wasn't as good as Whiskey Happy Hour was, but this tells me I can work with this. Can you survive an apocalypse? Apocalypse survival was not a good one. I played around with all kinds of other words. Apocalypse survival was not good. Apocalypse survival kit, apocalypse survival guide. None of those were particularly good and optimizable. Oops, I'm not showing y'all what I'm looking for. Sorry about that. I'll come back to that in that previous screen in just a second. See, Apocalypse Survival was bad. Apocalypse Survival Kit Guide. Go with guide, Guide. This was bad. And I wasn't really doing a kit. I wasn't really doing a guide. So I didn't want to do the misdirect where I say, look, boobs. And everybody's like, oh, boobs. And they click on the boobs and there's not boobs. Or it's birds or whatever. I didn't want to do that. I don't want to go pure clickbaity. I want to actually have my titles reflect what it is that I'm doing. But this is how I find the titles and guides. First off, I think of a topic, and then I look and see how I can fit the topic into word the topic in a way that it's SEO friendly. I don't usually go the other way. In fact, I never go the other way where I try to, which has happened, where I try to find the clickable titles and then go from there. That's not. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. It's my show. So there you go. So the apocalypse. Can you survive an apocalypse? Oops. CIVE and CLY. There it is. Can you survive an apocalypse? Was the one that gave me the best score. Come on. Can You Survive an Apocalypse was the one that gave me the best score, and I could optimize that alongside my title, which was super optimizable. I don't know if optimizable is a word. My coffee's getting cold. But that's cool. We're going to wrap this up soon anyway. So this is relatively good optimizable or optimization. So then I take that phrase, can I survive an apocalypse? Can you survive an apocalypse? I'll write it down, be happy with that. Has good search volume, relatively competitive weighted, all that stuff. And then what I did is I opened up the video. Is it going to give me that option? No, because that video is still pending the actual show. And then go to my Seo Studio. And in the Seo Studio, that's when you get to pick all of the keywords and all of the awesome stuff that you got. And I already have it populated with basic keywords for the channel and the video. The Old Humble, Happy Hour, Whiskey Happy Hour, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For each topic, I only need to plug in a handful of keywords. And this optimization method, can you and POCLYPSE. Can you survive an apocalypse? Make sure I spelled it right. Yes, I did. And then this will bring you into the tools to drop in the words that make it relevant. And it'll tell you when you've hit your mark over here with this cool little score. It gives you tips of what you need to do. Include your target keywords naturally in the title. Include partial matches of your target keyword in the description. So can you survive an apocalypse in 2022? Question mark. And that should how can I survive? Turn it into an actual sentence. There. Ding, clicks it off, the score goes up a little bit higher. And then, in the description down here, have it partial, IVE, survive, can you, and apocalypse. And of course, this is why I write the descriptions the way I write them. And like I said earlier, it's paying off. It's showing up on the impressions are going up, the views are going up. So it's paying off. It's working. There's a methodology to the YouTube algorithm. There's a methodology to there's a formulaic nature to the algorithm and the way YouTube presents your videos. If you learn that formula, if you learn that formulaic way of doing it, then it becomes, they're training you literally with their algorithm. They're training you to make better descriptions, make better topics, and make better thumbnails to present to people. Once they get through the door, the quality of the video, the content of the video, the interestingness of the video, that's all on the creator themselves. And I'm working on the first part right now, making sure I have a good front door. I'm not going to save this. I'm going to get rid of it. But that shows you how it gets updated and done. Our show on Thursday or Wednesday night, come check it out. Can you survive an apocalypse? Spoiler alert, probably not. Further spoiler alert, you probably don't want to. Because apocalypses suck. If it kills off most of the people in the world, why the hell would you want it? Well, I can see why you'd want to live in a world with half as many people. Yeah. But assuming it also kills off half the animals and trees and plants, you may not want to live in a world with half as many people. I mean, you got to you got to ponder the possibility of why the apocalypse occurred in the first place. Anyway, we'll talk about that on Wednesday. We don't need to talk about that now. But again, we look at the metrics of what we've done in the last 2 weeks, and then not so much comparing it to itself, because we're getting bumps that I'm looking to get, but we compare it. This is the key to what I'm looking for. When I compare this to the same period last year, or more importantly, the same period last month, And let's move me up to, oops, wrong page there. Let's move me up to the upper right-hand corner, please. There we are. Move me up there. And then let's look at some of these comparison metrics where we go with July 4th, 2020. Just looking at the browser, it's working fine. Now, the next thing to do, once you get your impressions up, the views are predicated on that click-through rate. So first off, it's impressions. Next up, it's click-through rate. And the click-through rate is going to be determined by description, thumbnail, and then after that, you got to worry about the retention rate. So this is all part of the pipeline. I want a big number of impressions, and then we come down to the people who click through it, and then the people who stick around. And I want to make sure, ideally it's a straight column, but it's the basic sales pipeline, the basic sales funnel. And if we look at the last 7 days, in fact, we're just going to look at February. I'm not even going to worry about the last 7 days. Let's just go with February. Hello. Thank you. We look at February of 2022. My coffee's done, so we need to wrap up the show. And we look at this metric, and we will have wrapped up the show. Now, again, I started doing this optimization stuff right around the 6th or 7th. So the first week of February was a dead week. The second week of February was improving. The third week of February, it's improved significantly. And if these are views, which I believe it is, you can see nothing, 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 stuff, which is looky there, right about, when is this? Right about the 10th, I think, the 9th or the 10th, which would be, yeah, that's February 10th. That's when we put up a whole bunch of stuff. That was our space stuff episode on Thursday. So you see, when we had shows, stuff happened. Then it wasn't a whole lot, but this was that Thursday when we had our live stream, our last live stream prior to me seriously focusing on optimization and presentation. Then our next live stream happened. This was the flat. This was, we had a short that came up and popped. We had Flat Earth Theory, Flat Earth Theory. This was the day of the Flat Earth Theory show, I think, or was it the 10th? The 11th. What day was the 11th? Help me out, guys. What day was the 11th? So the 11th was Friday. We hadn't done the Flat Earth show yet. Friday, Saturday. The Flat Earth show was on the 16th, which would have been not there, right here. And then this is when it starts to pick up again, and we get much better going into our Thursday show, the Brussels Sprouts Challenge, and then it drops off again. So there we go. And to once again compare this year, February 2022, to prior years, or prior year, February 2022 compared with February 2021, the work we've done has paid off. And we'll filter it down to just the relevant segments. As soon as it decides to cooperate from traffic source, because that's what we're looking for. Traffic source. And then the bar graph speaks for itself. There it is. This is 2022. That's 2021. Browse features, 188 over 42. Shorts feed, I'm not worried about that. Channel page, 84 over 22. YouTube search, 51 over 3. And suggested videos, 41 over. And that's another thing. When you do better at SEO, and you do better with the descriptions, and you do better with your titles, you get more suggested views. YouTube, when you put in the end screen to suggest whatever video is best for the viewer, YouTube will suggest the video for you. So you get more strangers coming to visit you, not just your friends and family, which is exactly what we want for the channel. We want strangers to come and visit us. We want people from outside of our networks to come and see what it is that we're doing, so that when we have a band, when we have an interview, when we have a visitor, when we have some performer or expert in their field coming to show off and talk, they get people seen. Got a phone call coming in. They'll have to wait. And that's what it's all about. I want to be able to show off the talented people that I know and that we work with. And this is how we're going to be able to do it. So tune in on Thursday. I'm going to finish the cleanup of the playlists. I'm going to finish up the cleanup of the homepage. Any videos that we keep, I'm going to redo the thumbnail, redo the description, and make it a more effective video for browse features and suggested videos. And then we'll see what the results are on Thursday. And Thursday night, we have our big show. Maybe I should wait till Friday to do installment number 4. Because we have our big show on Thursday. In fact, that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait and do the 4th installment on Friday, because we have the big show on Thursday. So we'll be able to see all the progress that's made. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday shows. See what happens. See what the result is on Friday. So tune in Friday, right around the same time, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It will be there. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss shows. And we will, follow me on this journey. If it works, I'll tell you that it's working. You'll be able to see that it's working. If it doesn't work, you'll be able to see that it doesn't work. But I'm telling you, the early results are in. SEO optimization, better thumbnails, better titles, better descriptions. Those are working as far as getting more impressions, getting more views, and getting more suggested videos. Now, of course, the next steps are going to be, once they enter your room, once they enter your house, you got to make sure the living room's clean. So clean up your about page, clean up your banner, clean up your video list, clean up your playlists, clean up all that stuff, so that when they come in, everything's nice and tidy. And everything that you do points at, or everything that you present points to what it is you do. It points to your show, your channel theme, and it points to your show theme. So, like, for example, I'm a whiskey distillery. If you walk into my tasting room, you won't see a bunch of flowers or candies or t-shirts or whatever. We're a whiskey distillery. You walk into my tasting room, what do you expect to see? Whiskey. Whiskey and whiskey-related products. The Old Humble Distilling Company video channel, this right here on the YouTubes, what do? We do happy hours. You show up at my distillery's YouTube page, what do you expect to see? Happy hours. More happy hours. Happy hours. You shouldn't, if you see movie reviews and how to fix cars and all the, that's not a happy hour. We're not going to do that unless it's part of the happy hour. We're not going to do that. So this would be our 100K quest for 100K happy hour, I guess. But we do live streams. We do happy hours. When you come onto our channel, you will see live streams, happy hours. That's it. Done. That's it. That's it, guys. We're done. We're done for the day. I'm not going to keep talking. We'll see you on Friday. Subscribe, like, tell your friends, hit the notification bell, all that other stuff. We always appreciate your support. And hey, if you've made it this far, you should know when we get 550 subscribers, I'm giving away a bottle of whiskey. What bottle of whiskey? Probably that one. Oh, that's delicious. I will talk to every one of you later. Bye-bye. And And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and comment for part 4 of our quest for 100,000 YouTube views. Will he make it? We'll see. I don't know. That's a good question. Tune in next time to find out.